Whoopi Goldberg made her stunning screen debut in the tragic yet triumphant story of a young girl's growth from cowering child bride to radiant womanhood in Steven Spielberg's The Color Purple. Next.
It's a timeless legend of enchantment without beginning or end. But it had to start somewhere, didn't it?
In a certain time, in a certain land, once there lived and once there was a magic kingdom at the top of the world.
We've been expecting you. Expecting her? Prophecy has come to pass. And henceforth, you will be called Santa Claus. All the wonderful stories of Santa come to life in this joyous vision of Christmas. And a little round belly that shook when he laughed like a bowl full of joy. This is the story of Santa Claus, complete with reindeer, elves,
Hello, Uncle Pet.
and all the magic of Christmas itself. Don't miss Santa Claus, Wednesday on HBO.
Season's greetings from all of us here at HBO.
The following movie has been rated PG-13 by the Motion Picture Association of America. Some material may be inappropriate for young children. Parents may wish to consider whether it should be viewed by those under 13.
Next, everybody knows he's just a gigolo. Prince stars in a lavish musical fantasy set against the glamour and glitter of the Riviera. Under the Cherry Moon. Next. Eugene Jerome was well known in Brighton.
How am I ever going to play for the Yankees with a name like that?
Eugene!
His mother was always after him.
Wash your hands.
They're clean. I'm wearing a glove.
And Aunt Blanche was nice, but
Your Aunt Blanche has a headache.
he had his eye on one of his beautiful cousins. His brother warned him about those things.
It's against the laws of nature.
Dad had a great radio when it worked.
Who's been playing around with this radio? Eugene.
Guess who's going to get blamed for the war in Europe?
Eugene admired mature women.
Time to egg.
Is sex the only thing you ever have on your mind?
I think Mrs. Lasky has.
Eugene!
Dinner at Brighton Beach. Tonight's specialty, liver and cabbage.
Those were the days.
I'm putting all this down in my memoir, so if I grow up twisted and warped, the world will know why.
When growing pains meant growing up. Neil Simon's nostalgic comedy, Brighton Beach Memoirs.
Go to the
You
store.
don't want to go? Never mind, I'll go.
Thursday on HBO. Coming up this week on our Super Saturday. Superstars. Super Cinema. Super Showcases. Super Saturdays. HBO's got it all every Saturday night.
That's right.
All the excitement.
Rowdiest Saturday night I've ever seen.
All the action. All the laughs. So get revved up.
Fasten your seatbelt.
Because every Saturday night, HBO gives you what you want.
I want it, I want it, I want it!
The best.
No kidding.
Only the best.
Oh, outstanding.
And nothing but the best. on the next Super Saturday.
We pledge the survival of our race, the purity of our blood.
The enemies of freedom are rising, and they've got Jackson Swallow's daughter.
Where's Ember Swallow?
He'll get his daughter back if they don't kill her first. HBO Pictures presents Into the Homeland. Then,
I never seen no laying naked.
the unbelievably funny Buddy Hackett, coming up on the next Super Saturday, December 26th on HBO. To ring the new year in right, make a resolution to join us for all the January hit movies on HBO. Right. Danger is his way of life, and adventure is his middle name. So it's gotta be...
Indiana Jones!
This is Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. Speaking of Doom...
What kind of a weirdo flesh is that, Seymour?
I'm just a mean green mother from outer space, and I'm bad. I'm a mean green mother.
Don't miss an all-star cast and that lovable carnivorous plant in Little Shop of Horrors.
Now, isn't that bizarre?
Deep in the bayous of Louisiana stirs a passion that knows no limits.
I want to know what happened.
A bondage that knows no escape.
That was given to him.
A crime that knows no justice. Richard Gere is a cop. Kim Basinger is his witness. Here they will find no mercy. Looking for a little action?
Why not?
Then be ready when Sylvester Stallone hits the ground running to win back his son.
Grandfather always said you were a loser. Now you're trying to make me one, and I hate you for it.
Losing is not on the agenda when he takes them all over the top. Life didn't turn out the way John Wisdom expected.
Welcome to City Burger to take your order, please.
So he's taking matters into his own hands.
You look like a terrorist.
And the people he's helping are real glad. The FBI is not.
I'm going to get him.
They thought all the country needed was a little wisdom.
Pretty wild, huh?
Pretty wild.
But you ain't seen nothing yet. And they ain't seen their children.
Mike, where are you?
When it's time for suspense and terror, do you know where your children are?
I know where they are. Oh, my God, I know where the children are.
Where are the children? And coming soon, there's a winter heat wave headed your way, bringing with it HBO Pictures, Baja, Oklahoma, Jane Fonda and Jeff Bridges the morning after, Black Widow, and a whole lot more. That's better. That's the best, and HBO has it all month long in January. America, a land blessed with beauty, lush fields, majestic mountains, rivers that gracefully wind their way through the countryside. And it's in these surroundings that the new HBO picture, Into the Homeland, is being shot. While the crew prepares for another day of shooting, the actors practice their parts for the day. Kids play and go for rides on the ponies. Adults hone their horseshoe skills. Today, they'll be shooting the picnic. But tonight, welcome into the homeland.
We pledge unity and brotherhood and the preservation of our race.
I spoke to one woman who thought, she kept telling me that she thought this was terrible to do, and we were shooting a cross burning scene one night, and she said she didn't think it was a good idea to make a movie like this. And I kept saying, no, it's good to get this out. She thought we were glorifying and promoting it.
Paul Le Mat plays Derek Winston, leader of an Aryan supremacist group called the American Liberation Movement. C. Thomas Howell plays his son, Trip.
We pledge the survival of our race, the purity of our blood, and the freedom of our people. We will take back what has been taken from us.
This movie is not all peanut butter and popcorn, you know. I mean, this has got some really heavy things in it, and it makes some heavy statements about minority groups and even our government.
And it's through the eyes of Powers Booth, who plays the character Jackson Swallow, that we observe these statements being made. Swallow has infiltrated the group.
I just worry that he's not in heaven, being that he took his own life and all.
Now, this is Reverend Smedley's territory, but I believe that God is using your husband to help warn white Americans to wake up before it's too late.
While the Zionist bankers ripped your father's farm out from underneath him, they're making these illegal alien citizens.
Well, what are the Zionists?
Jews.
There
a lot more of them than we realize. It's a pretty involved network, and with computer systems and things like that, it seems that it's a network that can punch up and is all over the country.
But these parties are growing. That's the scary thing. And there's many of them throughout America, but they're all very small, and they're fighting amongst themselves for leadership.
But it's not just their numbers. It's who and what they are that's so frightening. They're not always who you'd expect. Paul LeMat describes his character, for instance.
Say the guy is evil, but he's also a good family man. He's not 100% hateful. He's repressed. He's got a lot of hate in him, but it's mostly hidden.
Sunday lunch with all of you here. God has really been good to me.
I've never met anybody, or at least I don't think that's the scary thing. I may have met many of them. You know, these are the people that are shopping in our supermarkets and that you sit next to on the bus going to the park, you know. These people belong in these groups, and at night they put on their armbands and march around with their guns and say niggers and spics are out and whites are in.
Blending in, unnoticed, or seen as a tiny, harmless group of fanatics. That's the great danger.
What's interesting to me is that the media and people kind of laugh it off, you know, like, oh, well, this is a joke or something, but they kind of laughed at Hitler, too, you know.
Glad you could make it, Jack. Party's over.
Into the Homeland. This month on HBO.
I saw only celebrities. Bad name for a skateball team. Don't you think? They always seem to win.
This orphanage is dedicated to producing useful members of the E-Protectorate. I will not run it as a prisoner. No rule!
It's unanimous. We go.
Koda will help us.
Hope it's not another issue.
Red alert, evacuate.
Come on, you guys!
You are surrounded. What is this place?
This place is our secret.
Solar Babies.
Come on, come on!
Tomorrow on HBO.
Nothing in the world can bring people together quite like a house, a home, a place to hang your hat.
I want this house. I need this house. We need this house.
This is an old house. It's going to need some work. You've got to expect that.
Tom Hanks
Home crap home.
and Shelley Long.
Love this house!
The Money Pit.
Your life, Walter Fielding. He bought a house, and it killed him.
Wednesday on HBO.
Everybody's got at least one reason why John Cusack would be better off dead. Like, well, square pegs, pipsqueaks, broken legs, steep peaks, loony bins, Dear Johns, aeroplanes, Don Juan, fine cuisine, lunch scenes, basketballers, holy rollers, joyriders, high-tiders, fastball, trench kisses, pratfalls, last wishes, parent trouble and grown-up creeps, Barney Rubble and lovers, leap, killer kids in the loose, nasty in the news, geeks, freaks, and porks that don't stop, goop, gearheads, and moms that go pop. No, wait.
Gee, I'm real sorry your mom blew up, Ricky.
Mixed into a glop that is better off dead. Friday on HBO.
Dear Diary, nothing ever happened.
It's the summer of '59, and Sandy's about to find a cure for the summertime blues.
Sandy, I'm your cousin Butch. I'm very pleased to meet you.
Got this American cousin staying with us. His car is so fabulous that
You little girls ain't seen
nothing yet.
But life in the fast lane has its price.
Maybe you think just because you're from California on vacation that you can do whatever you please.
Even for a self-styled James Dean.
He thinks he's really hot in that car.
Why don't you go back to wherever it is you came from, you no good lazy bum?
Let's run away from home.
You and me? Being a teenager is the best time of your life. Look at me.
Yeah, look at you. A gas walking along a dirt road with the ugly 12-year-old.
My American Cousin.
Well, kid, here's looking at you.
Should old holiday stories be forgot and never brought to mind?
I remember one particular Christmas in the Reiser home when I turned to my younger brother and I said, Herschel, get away from that tree. No, that didn't happen. But, you know, you often hear wonderful stories about exchanging of gifts, and the beautiful story of the gift of the Magi comes to mind. And I remember one particular holiday season where my girlfriend and I, unbeknownst to each other, had the same thing in mind. And she had this beautiful watch, and I wanted to get her a gold chain to hang it from. So, and I hadn't gone to the bank, and I didn't have any cash on me, and I didn't have my wallet. So what I did is I shaved my head, and I took all the hair, and I sold my hair to buy her this beautiful chain. And unbeknownst to me, this is really ironic too. When you hear, she had sold her watch at that same day to buy me this wig, which I had mentioned earlier that I wanted for some sketch. But in effect, it was a wig that when I put on, I looked exactly like I did.